don't know what happens to the white man when he comes to a P. Diddy party. This is what happens to the white man.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
Sean Diddy Combs is locked up in a federal jail that has been plagued by harsh conditions and violence. He's the highest profile detainee at a place that's been described as hell on earth. He was stabbed to death in July, and several others have died by suicide. The Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn has seen multiple deaths in recent years. Before him, there were R. Kelly, Elaine Maxwell, and crypto scammer Sam Bankman-Fried. Combs is just the latest high-profile defendant to be locked up at MDC Brooklyn. Combs' lawyers are fighting to get him out of there. They want him released on bail. Judges have also raised alarms. They've pressed the Bureau of Prisons for status updates and implored the agency to fix things. He's the highest profile detainee at a place that's been described as hell on earth. For now, Combs is one of about 1,200 people locked up at MDC Brooklyn.
Several law enforcement agencies are raiding the home of hip-hop mogul P. Diddy.
Some of you may not have realized you're not part of the club either.
And tonight, we are learning it may be tied to alarming allegations.
Moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
in the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
camp.
what it was called. Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks.
Are you going to try to be early?
Yes, I'm trying to be early.
Are you going to be early for my party?
Yes, I am. No.
Too late, though.
Not too late?
Not too late, please.
What time would you like me there? I got you. I promise you I'm not going to let you down on this big one.
All right,
For
good.
real.
Once you get there, the party really starts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Good.
Your shoes, your feet are going to have blisters. You're going to be dancing so hard.
I can't wait.
Public place, you did it. Is this the best or the worst? Probably the Obama thing.
Oh, no.
We heard
We're not-
Obama in there.
Oh, God.
John,
What?
what is your wife talking about?
What happened? We're not going to discuss
We're not
that.
going to discuss it?
We're not.
John, look at, I don't.
We're not talking about it.
You know, the victim saying that it was Diddy that shot her. That is what is the most remarkable. Oh, you didn't see that? It certainly reopens the wounds that I've been saying this all along. Everyone knew all along that I was the fall guy. All this time I said I was defending myself. I didn't get into who did what. People are saying what the truth is. So there was never any forensic testing to say who it was. If it is true, may justice be served.
Must look after him, and then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. Let's be honest, he took Justin Bieber there.
He used to be your security guard, who said that when you were dating J-Lo, Will Smith and Jada tried to pick her up on and you were gonna pick up Will Smith.
This show has gotten crazier since the last time
You're telling me I can't believe everything I read?
What? I don't know what you're talking about. You really heard that? Nah.
Well, yeah, I watched it on the internet.
Jimmy, I thought we was friends. Where did this?
Today we filed a lawsuit in the United States District Court, Southern District of New York, for our client, plaintiff Thalia Graves. In her lawsuit, Thalia, through her attorneys, sues Sean Diddy Combs, also known as the defendant. That defendant Combs and another defendant, by viciously and violently, Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Act, forcing contact on the plaintiff, end quote.
Fox News alert, the judge denied Diddy's appeal to get out on bail, forcing women into freak-off and keeping them quiet through violence and blackmail. Diddy offered $50 million and promised not to have any women over his house if they let him out, but the judge didn't budge. And Diddy's a flight risk, who's tampered with witnesses before, and could do it again if he's free. But Diddy's spending his days in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, New York's most notorious jail. Sources tell TMZ Diddy's being isolated from General Pop because some inmates maybe see taking him out as a badge of honor. A few celebrities have spent time here: R. Kelly, Elaine Maxwell, and our good friend Minnie Madoff. We also have the testimony from dozens of witnesses and victims, and evidence from Diddy's own electronic devices. Diddy's been running wild for at least 15 years, but he might not be able to slip out of this one.
Like, if you ever ran a train with Diddy, you're probably going to jail.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people were saying, that, you know, that's possibly on those cameras. Because
that he told you were part of the party? You're probably going to jail.
He's now getting super cozy with Steve Harvey's daughter, who Diddy's son, Justin Combs, used to hang out with.
Diddy and Lori Harvey, they're heating things up in Italy.
Notice her arm is on the back of his chair.
He and his son are Eskimo brothers. His son on this trip?
They were there. They're not in these pictures, but I think they left.
He is dating his son's ex-girlfriend when his son was there as well.
I don't think it's something that he would do if it was a big, huge deal.
You like who you like, except my son's exes.
Dawn Richards, who was once part of the girl group Danity Kane, alleged that she witnessed Diddy's violence firsthand. She claims that she saw his aggression towards Cassie and even feared for her life when she tried to intervene. Richards' account adds weight to Cassie's claims and shows how Diddy's alleged hurt was an open secret among those in his orbit.
Diddy, Quincy, Justin Bieber,
so far
French
so good.
Montana,
Dis.
So who was with you this weekend?
A bunch of my friends.
Yeah, but last night. She didn't go to bed.
On a plane at 5:30 a.m. Go to this party.
Have you met Chloe's new crew?
I think half the people there were butt naked. You would have loved it.
Have you met Chloe's new crew of friends? And all I said was,
make some noise if you've been here before. Don't mean y'all should be extra tight. Enjoy life. This is a celebration of life. This is a legendary white party. It's the real white party. Get extra comfortable.
It was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. Could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. There were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Can you stay up till 4 in the morning with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them. Yeah, I had like
what
like
a
living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
Music mogul Sean Combs has been denied bail for a second time after being arrested by Homeland Security agents this week. He's accused of taking videos of those encounters and using them to blackmail the participants, in which he coerced women into engaging in days-long plays. Sean Combs' crimes could be even worse than what's being described, and other famous faces could also be implicated. Allegedly, the Kardashians are mixed up in this, that there's some documents, there's some proof, evidence.
History running facts. 15 years of freak out party. Who do you think went through there? Everybody. It's the same circle. It's the Epstein circle. It's the Harvey Weinstein circle.
And then things were being recorded, videotaped, and then that was used against executives or individuals.
But they saw stuff, and they talk about it, and they know what happens at midnight. All of a sudden they find out, oh, have I been kissing on a man? Or they know what happens at midnight. At midnight, certain things happen. Is this a dude or a girl?
All being recorded.
At midnight.
Diddy was about, and some people may pass it off as hip-hop culture, but it is a series of felonies and RICO. What do they have wrong? So you think he did none of these things? He was never present in any of these activities? This wasn't his lifestyle?
But those activities and the lifestyle is not criminal. They never once said that these women didn't consent to what happened.
The consent doesn't apply.
No charges relating to minors. None.
So this is all adult consensual activity. People can judge it morally, but legally, you believe he committed no crime.
My goal was to get this far in Hollywood and still have a virgin hole and never have sucked a. That was my only goal. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. I had to turn down $50 million 4 times just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right, because P. Diddy be wanting to party. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no.
Children in shock Diddy arrest has sent shockwaves through his family, especially his 7 children, who are reportedly in a state of crisis. Diddy, held at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention, has spoken briefly with his children via phone, but the news has left them deeply shaken. His children range in age from Quincy, 33, to Baby Love, just under 2 years old. Diddy's son include Quincy, 33, Justin, 30, and Christian, 26, while his daughters are Chance, 18, Twinjess, and Della, 17, and Love, who was born in late 2022. According to insider reports, the rapper is very concerned about his children's well-being, especially his 3 younger daughters. The source shared it's heartbreaking to see them in such a state of shock to them. He's just dad, not the music mogul. The world knows. The source emphasized that Diddy has always been a loving and devoted father, making his current predicament even harder for the family to bear. Adding to the stress, 4 of Diddy's children have neither parent available right now. His sons Justin, Christian, and Quincy attended his court hearing in New York to show support for their father, but his daughters, still trying to process the news, did not make an appearance. With Diddy behind bars and facing serious challenges, the emotional toll on his children is evident. This situation has left them grappling with uncertainty about their father's future, especially as he remains in one of the country's most notorious jails.
I don't know what happens to the white man when he comes to a P. Diddy party. This is what happens to the white man. And that's James from Simeon Mobile Disco. He is a actual DJ. I'm supposed to pass out. Matt, move out the way. You're still alive. Look at that. Look. Would you put the drink on his head? Yeah, put the drink on his head. There you go. There it is. But when they come to one of my parties, this is what happens to them. I put them to sleep. Next day, right? We need alcohols. Right. Alcohols. Right. Oh no, I don't know if guys have noticed this. Like a lot of ladies drink water at parties. They just gotta keep them there. Right. You need locks on the doors. Broccoli, but just check it out. You need a lot of heat. A lot of heat. Heat affects the alcohol, and it also affects, like, everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose. Builds up a nice little sweat. Depends on the way you look at it.
People start getting gets kind of sexy. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Gotta go. It's a wrap for y'all, because this thing turns into something that when y'all get older, y'all don't want to come to. Okay?
The restaurant debuted in 2022. According to LAEater.com, Hard House shut down all 4 of its locations this week in Hollywood. No word on why the chain is closing down, but
the diva Rihanna, she's from Barbados. Yeah. How did you come in contact with her? I mean, did you fly over there?
No, he kept going, Jay Brown. He kept being persistent. I was like, you know what, bring her by. It was just something about it. And then she performed the song, and I was like, okay. Didn't let her leave the office.
Really?
The 3 in the morning was when that contract got signed. Next day, I was like, oh, work ethic, everything is there. So we signed it that night.
He said, we don't sing songs here, we sing artists.
About 3 in the morning.
Wow.
That day, I was absolutely certain.
And I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. There are 2 ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal sign or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
Him nor his kids would profit from anything from Bad Boy or Sean Puffy Combs again. His kids is gonna suffer behind this. He was talking about taking his life at the City College thing. He ain't no good to nobody if he talking about hurting himself. His life don't belong to him. His life belong to God. It's working its way towards God now, for real, and not that devil we've been worshiping.
Cassie, the R&B singer and model, is perhaps the most well-known of Diddy's accusers. Having dated him on and off for 11 years, her lawsuit was the first to blow the lid off the troubling claims of Diddy's unacceptable behavior. Cassie's suit, filed in November 2022, alleges that Diddy trapped her in a cycle of control and exploitation. She accused him of forcing her into extended freaky physical acts and even using substances to keep her senses subdued, though both parties amicably settled the case soon after surveillance footage of a 2016 altercation between the 2 recently emerged for further cementing the public's understanding of the toxic nature of the relationship. Cassie's courage has inspired others to come forward, making her a central figure in this case.
That nigga f***ing his son's girlfriend. Me and Diddy f***ing his son's girlfriend. Come on, homie.
Since she died in, I would say, rather mysterious circumstances, a woman named Kim Porter. Now, what happened was she mysteriously died of pneumonia at the age of 47. That Diddy had something to do with the death of his ex-partner and the mother to his children. Just when they are about to publish a tell-all book on their very famous ex. Diddy claims to be a collection of the diaries of Kim Porter, the mother of Diddy's children. Well, guess what? It was just announced yesterday that Kim's Porter's book is being published. It's a 60-page book. It was leaked by her friends.
Nothing like fellowshipping, you know? So we see each other around, but we don't get it. Usher, how you been, man? I've been seeing you so long.
My forehead is sweating like Uncle Leroy at the dinner table.
It's hot as hell.
It ain't that hot.
How much did we drink?
Much more sauce?
Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. How great and how good Puff taught him and everything. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. I'm gonna give him a pass. Bruh, you know I know. We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room, in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in the mouth because you taking up for somebody you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right when you was at Diddy camp.
The camera, catch that! Got the camera!
It was Puffy's party. He's called me, said, Kev, can you host a party with me? I said, yeah, dude, I said I'd do it. First of all, I know it looks bad with me running into the camera, okay? I'm promoting the party. I'm like, yeah, man, this is a nice event. You see, we up here in the tub. This is all I heard. I heard, yo, your hair's on fire. Saw it, I was like, oh! It was like somebody threw gasoline on it. Like, so there would have been another girl next to her with a weed. That thing would have caught faster than the forest fire.
It truly is about the Benjamin, as we see. Oh, yes, he's glittering. It truly is about the Benjamin.
Snoop Dogg edition, nigga, the 70s style, boy. Hold on.
I wanted to show that I really had love for Puff, what it was trumped up to be. You know, they made it like it was more than what it actually was. And he had love for me, and I just wanted to show people that it wasn't all.
You think we'll ever have a gay rapper?
I believe there are some gay rappers.
Are there?
That just ain't came out the closet.
Well, then we don't know that they're gay. Do you
Exactly.
think a big rap would have to be a big star to come out?
Joy Dickerson Neal then came forward after being inspired by Cassie's bravery in her suit. She claims that Diddy gave her substances and roped her up while she was a student at Syracuse University. In 1991, the allegations don't stop there. She says Diddy filmed the incident and distributed the footage to others, making her a victim of revenge hate. Diddy's representatives have aggressively refuted her claims, dismissing them as a money grab. But the case has opened up deeper questions about Diddy's behavior over the years.
The rumors are that Diddy was running some kind of Epstein-type deal where he was filming everybody. Who knows what's real?
That's what Diddy's lawyers, I think, said. It was like, yeah, these are just trumped up charges, not true.
When Homeland Security invade your house,
you got problems
with dudes with.
Someone said that they weren't there to take stuff; they were there to delete everything.
Oh,
like
that's
the same
funny.
thing with Epstein.
Oh, that's funny. They never end. There's just layers upon layers upon layers. Genuinely love it when someone like Diddy gets caught, though. The glee that people have is weird. I mean, he had a lot of people at those parties, right? Well, if he really was filming everybody, you got a wild party. There's so many different stories.
What are you gonna do?
I'm not doing that.
We're not involved in them. I was never Diddy.
Telling jokes.
Like I told you.
Having fun.
That's it.
Yeah.
Smoking dope, cracking jokes, making people.
Immediately after Diddy was charged, we started seeing record executives resign and retire. Timing's interesting. Will Diddy rat people out?
Question of ratting out, I think in the government's eye, he's the top of the iceberg.
This guy did this guy did that. Would that maybe reduce the time he spends in prison?
What does he know about others who may have participated? What's on those videos?
This story gets even crazier. Hold on. Watch this.
Drugging high-profile men in order to pilfer crucial documents for personal enrichment and blackmail purposes. Reportedly captures Kardashian engaged in activities that have sent shockwaves through the entertainment and legal worlds alike. Stealing a cache of footage. The FBI claims that Kardashian is not only involved in the theft of vital information, but also used it as leverage to further her own interests.
So at this point, it looked like the Feds been keeping up with the Kardashians just like us. They are accusing her of lacing drinks and things of that nature.
Jane Doe, another woman identified only as Jane Doe, has claimed Diddy, along with his former Bad Boy Records president Harv, Pierre Afferher, when she was just 17 years old. The attack reportedly took place in a New York City studio with Jane Doe detailing a horrific incident of violence. Diddy has publicly called her allegations another sickening attempt to grab money, and his attorneys are working to dismiss the suit.
Where are you going? I'm going to go to join Diddy. Really? He's doing that. Rick Ross is doing a little concert this afternoon. When are you going to act your own age? It's like a rap crew, like Rick Ross and Diddy. Do you think this is like your crowd? Yeah. So why do you care to go to this? Because I was invited and I think it would be fun. I know a thing or two about rap music. Who is the boss? Me? No.
Hey, in Hollywood, you never expected. They be having these mansion parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party. You be looking in all the goddamn rooms, and you and look in the wrong room and and then it's a separate party in the little rooms. I ain't been famous that goddamn long. I'm excited in a motherfucker to be at the mansion party. Is that two niggas kissing?
Or was it the other way around? I mean, P. Diddy's a little up his own ass, to be honest. We were at a college football game to UCLA, and I was about to just give him a left to the chin real quickly. But this is LA, isn't it? You just go around meeting people, so I'm just having fun. But only you could say P. Diddy's up his own arse. P. Diddy was on the bottom of the list of people I wanted to meet, especially after finally meeting him.
Rodney Jones, a former producer and videographer for Diddy, has also accused the mogul of running a criminal enterprise, claiming he was forced to procure drugs and solicit explicit workers for Diddy. Jones alleges that he was taken on by Diddy and actor Cuba Gooding Jr., marking one of the few male victims to come forward in this case. His claims add another dimension to Diddy's alleged misconduct, showcasing the depth and breadth of the accusation.
The internal pain after being sick has been incredibly deep and hard to put into words, caused by and during. It's a pain that reaches into your very core of who you are. Some of the hardest parts are the shame and the guilt and leaving emotional scars that may never fully heal, that plays a negative part in my day-to-day ability to function properly. My family issues made the pain even worse, isolated, and sometimes responsible for what happened to me. I was already going through a divorce at the time of I was also faced with disbelief and judgment, strain on my selection of men and relationships. I go through spells of being distant and withdrawn. I've had PTSD, depression, and anxiety. The trauma of has taken a toll on my mental health. It's been hard for me to trust others, to form healthy relationships. Flashbacks, nightmares, and intrusive thoughts such as chronic pain and ongoing health problems and complications. I want to continue on this journey towards recovery and healing. I'm glad that he is locked up, but that's a temporary feeling of relief.
Question is, what do I know about the video that was recorded?
Yeah, what do you know? Where is it now? Is it still?
There are many details in the complaint. It was taken without her knowledge and consent. She wouldn't have consented, viewed by others, out there being viewed.
Crystal McKinn, in 2003, after a Men's Fashion Week event, Crystal McKinn alleged that Diddy did similar acts to her. She was 22 years old at the time, and claims that following the incident, Diddy blackballed her from the modeling industry, severely impacting her career. Max allegations, though over 2 decades old, contribute to the narrative of a man who allegedly misused his power over women both personally and professionally.
I didn't like him because, Sean and I were very different that way. He was larger than life, but at first I didn't like him at all. I didn't. I thought he was like...
See you getting back with Puffy in a little way.
Look at I remember you said
yes.
that.
Or in my mind, getting together permanently.
That's simple. It's hard. It requires so much.
While Jennifer was upstairs, he was down there getting the fellatio from her.
Did she ever find out?
She know now.
Jennifer stands by her man and issues several statements to the press.
I want to be with him, and of course, I was showing the album at the time, but I mean, I was forever. I actually said, I want to be with him forever. She got a statement saying, I was a puffy all night and didn't have a gun. She just said, look, you know, I love Sean.
Even when he wasn't dealing with her, he wanted complete control over her life. He didn't want Kim to deal with nobody, bruh. We would leave Jennifer's house. If Kim was out on the town, he would call a babysitter. We was going to every spot that the babysitter thought she was at.
What y'all shooting today? Oh, that's hot. What's this the last thing, sister?
And he has a problem with stuff like that. The method he used to.
Oh, what? There ain't no shit going on, right?
Listen to me. Y'all heard it from me, but Sean said it himself in his interview. Those people were testifying. They were brought to Puff first. You supposed to be my brother, and you got people testifying against me, saying that what they saw against Sean, what they saw Sean do.
So I go to a note, and as they saw me, the person who was in charge out there or whatever, saw me appear at the window.
Oh my God, I can't breathe.
Right, and I was like, oh, I guess that was their cue.
Yes.
And they released like hundreds of doves, white doves. Damn, Mark, did you go back with him? No.
Adria English, a former adult film actress, Adria English, also claims that Diddy used her as a physical pawn during the infamous white parties he hosted at his homes in New York and Miami. Her accusations offer a glimpse into the wild, often reckless world that allegedly surrounded Diddy and his famous parties, where boundaries were blurred and was rampant. INTRVIEO.
Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute, but it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship. He had already been to the hospital. Think about that. And you still took Bieber there. You got custody of him first and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Diddy had already tried. Diddy trying to get it.
Just for inspirational motivation and uses only, you know what I'm saying? You don't know a lot of black men that come from the hood that got an island. I got an island, it's called Love Island. Yeah, I have an island. What was going through your head when we were going there?
I was finally gonna go to war by this nigga, he mad.
When I took you to Love Island, and then you realized that, you know, the plane landed and then we had to float to another island. What was your favorite time that I took you off the grid? When you going off the grid with me, you gotta go to sleep for a week.
Yeah, because it's definitely giving us sleep.
Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted.
He would make history as the first sitting New York City mayor to face criminal charges.
It is now my belief that the federal government intends to charge me with crimes.
For us media and the NYPD, and we are certainly keeping our eye on Gracie Mann. Earlier this week, Adams was asked if he was going to resign. He rejected the idea and said he was looking forward to running for re-election.
If so, these charges will be entirely false, based on lies, in an attempt to undermine my credibility and paint me as guilty. For months, leaks and rumors have been aimed at me.
That once again, Adams could appear in court as soon as this morning.